Here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. Where have you gone, Frank Miller? 25 years ago, Frank Miller created The Dark Knight Returns, a landmark in superhero comics, an incendiary work that sees an aging, restless Batman come out of retirement to resume his war on crime and corruption. 1 week ago, Frank Miller wrote a blog article where he called the Occupy Wall Street protesters, among other things, thieves and rapists. He also brought the protesters up short for protesting income inequality rather than fighting Al-Qaeda. So the man whose most enduring work deals with vigilantes working outside of a corrupt system to secure justice is now attacking a group of his fellow Americans who feel compelled to work outside of a corrupt system to secure justice. You know, some of the supporters of the Occupy movement have actually suggested boycotting Frank Miller's work to send him a message. But they're forgetting 2 things. A, boycotts are almost always stupid wastes of time. And B, Frank Miller hasn't produced anything worth buying since 9/11 broke his brain anyway. Defending Joe Paterno. Sure, he protected a serial child rapist for 10 years, but what about the football team? Look, never mind that rioting over something sports-related is always stupid. The Penn State students who turned over cars to protest the firing of Joe Paterno were still way off. Winningest coach ever or not, Joe Paterno is not excused from his moral duties. And neither were the men on the board of trustees of Penn State, who did the right thing by shit-canning his ass. Look, there's only one person I can think of to whom the rules just don't apply, and that man's name is not Joe Paterno. He's a man to whom our concepts of morality are little more than quaint curiosities. A man whose power and experience have placed him well beyond the jurisdiction of all human law and judgment. That man's name? David Copperfield. Perry and Cain's thick measuring contest. 1 week, Rick Perry can't remember which 3 federal departments he'll cut when the blue fairy makes him a real president, and the next Herman Cain responds to a straightforward question about Barack Obama's handling of the Libya uprising with 3 minutes of babbling and stalling, followed by a pretty typical bullshit politician answer about understanding the nature of the opposition. So the candidates have now ceded the crazy trophy to Ron Paul and are fighting over the world championship of stupid, I take it. Well, Perry and Cain are currently neck and neck in the lead, but there's still plenty of time for someone else to make a move. So who's it going to be? Santorum? Huntsman? Newt? Romney? Mitt? Come on, we both know there's all kinds of crazy shit you could be saying right now that you're just holding back. Come on, somebody.
Today, under Barack Obama, he is allowing the ACLU to run the CIA.
Why am I not surprised? SOPA. Doesn't it figure that when Republicans and Democrats in Congress finally find something they can agree on, it's a bill that would destroy the internet? Under current law, the much-abused Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA, websites like YouTube that host user-generated content are protected by a safe harbor provision that prevents them from being held responsible for copyright violations committed by their users, or alleged violations, I should say. Someone filed a copyright claim against a video of mine for featuring portions of a public domain recording of a public domain song. Tell me how that one works. But anyway, under present law, the worst that could happen would be for the copyright holder to ask YouTube to take my video down. No big deal. But under SOPA, that same copyright holder could demand that YouTube's entire website be taken down. Now, SOPA probably won't do a whole lot of damage to YouTube because they're big enough and rich enough to fight frivolous copyright claims. But SteveTube, on the other hand, is suddenly looking a lot less lucrative. Jesus tries to kill the president. Oscar Ramiro Ortega Hernandez, the man arrested for shooting at the White House, thinks that Barack Obama is the Antichrist. No surprise there, so do 24% of Republicans. What makes Ortega Hernandez unique is who he believes himself to be.
I am the modern-day Jesus Christ that you all have been waiting for.
Remember the guy who tried to kill the president because he thought he was Socrates? Me neither. The hardest part is only picking 5. See you next time.